Hi guys, it's Owen here from Invest in You again with today's top tip, trick and shortcut. Today we're going to talk about the awesome power of conditional formatting. Now there's no way I'm going to get this video recorded in one, so I'm going to put this into different parts. So today we're going to talk about part one. So I'll give you an introduction to what conditional formatting is all about. I promise you, look, a couple of things just to say about this. When it comes to Excel, it's all about when you're building reports and stuff like that, all about the visual element, being able to visualize your data. I mean, the average person will relate quicker to the visual side than they will to just a table of figures. And the great thing about Excel is there are three different types of visual tools out there. Okay, three main visual tools out there. One, you probably used them before, your charts. The second, the one we're going to talk about today, is conditional formatting. Okay, and again then, the third option is the spark lines option. Okay, and again, in one of the future videos, I'll talk about the spark line side of things. But today we'll concentrate on the conditional formatting side of things. So like always, let me just step out of my presentation here and I'll jump straight into Excel. So I'm just using a kind of standard data set here, nothing too big. You can see there's 88 rows of data in here, or actually 86 with the two headings we have at the top here. But again, this tool is wonderful to work with large amounts of data, small amounts of data, doesn't really matter, but it's a great visual tool, and that's what I want you to remember. So think about this one. Here's a prime example of how you could use the likes of conditional formatting. I have a data set, and I want to highlight certain aspects of that. Okay, so for example, I could look at this data set, and do you know what? And I could say, well, actually, I want to highlight all occurrences of Jones, all the sales that Jones have brought in, or the region, a certain region, whatever. If you've not used the likes of conditional formatting in the past, you have been manually doing all this. Remember, with the likes of conditional formatting, we're going to get it to do the work. And you've probably noticed when I've talked about Excel in the past, that's the key. It's all about getting Excel to do the work for you. Okay, now moving on from there. Couple of things I want to talk about just before I jump into the conditional formatting side of things. When it comes to formatting, there are three types of formatting there. Basic formatting, custom formatting, and conditional formatting. And I've talked about the two in the past. Basic formatting is just your bold, italic, changing your currency, you've got your wrap text, merge cell. These are kind of the features you learn how to use first. Okay, we call them the basic formatting tools. The second then is custom formatting. Okay, so if you don't like the formatting that's been produced in here, well, guess what? Microsoft allows you to go in and create your own custom formats. And the third type of formatting then, the one we're going to talk about today, is conditional. Okay, here's my data. If it meets a certain condition, highlight it for me. In other words, get Excel to do the work for you. Okay, so let's take a quick look. Now, what I want you to remember also is, what's the number one rule when it comes to formatting in Excel? Well, that number one rule is you need to highlight. You need to highlight that data first. So if you remember back to some of the first videos we talked about, some of the tips I gave there was, well, two of my favorite tips, the navigating a data set and the highlighting of a data set. What's the quickest way to navigate? Control and your 4 arrow keys, and you can see very quickly and jump around. But obviously I need to highlight at the same time, so then I can use my Control Shift and I can use my 4 arrow keys to jump around that. Or if it's a certain column that I want to highlight, for example, the salesperson column, I can move over, Control Shift arrow down, and it highlights only that column for me. So again, just a kind of a quick recap, because it's important that you're highlighting that data first. So where do we find the conditional formatting tool? Well, it's under your Home tab. So, and again, I'm using Excel 365, as you know. I'm going to go into my Home tab here, and you can see conditional formatting. And you can see what's lovely about this tool is there's a whole lot of pre-set up features in here. Now, useless piece of information, but when did they bring out conditional formatting first? Well, actually, it was brought out in Excel 2000. But it was really kind of in 2000, Excel 2007, 2010, 2013 that they really started making some big improvements to it. Okay, so it's a fantastic tool, and we're going to see the basics anyway today. So let's keep it nice and simple just to start with. Imagine I want to highlight all occurrences of a certain salesperson. So what do? I come across my salesperson column and I highlight the whole thing. Now imagine I said to you, okay, let's pick a name that's on the list there. Look, we'll go for the first one, Jones. Now, if I said to you highlight that and you hadn't used conditional formatting, you're going to go down and manually do all of this. Whereas all I have to do, highlight the area, go to my home tab, go to conditional formatting. And you can see there's a number of rules set up here. So I'm going to go to the highlight cell rules. Highlight cells that are greater than, less than, between. Brilliant for dates, by the way. Equal to, text that contains, if it's certain. I'm going to go to equal to, and let's just type in Jones here. Okay. Now you can see it already working away in the background here. Choose your colors, a whole range, pre-set up ones, or you can always go into custom format here. I'm going to go with the standard. I'll keep it on the default. There's my condition. That's the formatting. If it meets this condition, format it with this color, hence the name conditional formatting, click OK, and look what it does for me. It goes right down the list and highlights everything for me. I mean, how good is that? Now, the lovely thing about this is you can apply up to 64 different conditions to the one area. Now, I don't think I've ever gone past 2 or 3, but it gives you the option. So I can come back in again while it's still highlighted. Look, conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, equal to, and let's go with, say, Andrews this time. I'm going to type in Andrews here, and I'm going to just choose a different color so you can see it green. Click OK. I mean, look, how good is that? Best part about all of this, remember, it's only formatting. So if you applied a bit of formatting, you don't really like it, guess what you do? Home, conditional formatting. Look, clear rules of selected cells, and you can start all over again because it's only formatting. It's only cosmetic, but it's a brilliant, brilliant tool. Now that's with text. Okay, what about this one? I'm going to go to the date column here, make this even better. Watch this, look. So I can say, well, do you know what? I'd really like to see all the dates in April of 2019. Okay, so look, now it's sorted. But anyway, conditional formatting, highlight cells, look, between, and I'm going to go, say, the 1st of the 4th, 2019. Now you can clearly see, guys, I'm using European dates here. Okay, but again, and I can come back in here and I can say, then say the, what do we say, 30th of the 4th, 2021. And look, choose my color. It's already working away for me here nicely. Click OK. And any date, whoops, I think I've done that incorrectly. But look, perfect example. If I make a mistake, look, clear the rules. Or, well, let's find out what I went wrong in. Okay, so we could clear it and start again. Or look, manage the rules. So if you ever get a spreadsheet that has conditional formatting already on it and you want to see what rules they're using, well, you can always highlight the area and look, I can come in and edit the rule and find out where I've gone wrong. So highlighting between, and you can see here, look, now this is the way, by the way, Microsoft really sees dates. So Microsoft doesn't see dates as being the 1st of the 4th. It sees it. So it basically working off the calendar from the 1st of the 1st, 1900. Okay, so actually the 1st of the 4th, 20, I think I put in 2021 to be honest, and that's probably why it's not working, or maybe. So if I'm going to clear this one, watch, delete the rule, and let's do it again. Okay, perfect example. Highlights and rules between, and I'm going to put in, say, 01, 04, 2019, and you can see here, 30, 04, 2019. And there we have it. I think I put in 2021, but that's okay. Click OK, and you can see absolutely brilliant. And that's a perfect example of what I was showing you there earlier on as well. That if you ever see a spreadsheet that has conditional formatting on it, and you're thinking, well, yeah, I can see there what it's working, but I really want to see what other rules they have in there. Highlight the area in question, conditional formatting. Look, manage rules, and you can always go in and edit the rules that are there or delete the ones. So if there's multiple rules in there, this is where you can alter them and delete them at the same time. Okay, again, let's try something different. So I'm going to clear those rules and start again. So even with numeric values, look. So when I see, okay, let's see all our sales that are greater than, say, 5,000. Conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, look, greater than 5,000. Actually, yeah, let's go with 5,000. And I'm going to go with a nice green color this time. Just change it around a bit. Click OK. Anything that's greater than 5,000. Look, I can come back in again. Conditional formatting, let's less than, say, 3,000 this time. And let's go with red. Okay, so anything that's less than 3,000. And I click OK, and you can see, look, there's a few missing. So why don't we just, look, highlight set rules, between again. And I'm going to say 3,000 and 5,000. And this time I'll use a yellow color. And I'm going to click OK, and all scenarios are now taken care of. Now that is such a super, super tool to have. But believe it or not, it does get even better, because this tool also works brilliantly with, into my data tab, switch on filters, look, and I can filter this data, not by the actual values, but by their colors too. So if I only wanted to see all the yellows, that's the 3000 to 5000, look, I can filter it up just like that. Absolutely super. Clear that filter and switch off the filters. I will talk about filtering in later videos as well, but I just wanted to show you how good it is with the likes of conditional formatting. And again, if I don't like it, look, manage rules. You can delete each one of these rules if you need to. So if I didn't want the red anymore, the 3000 below, no problem, delete the rule, click OK. Or I can just go in and clear them all in one fell swoop, and you can see it's gone. Brilliant, brilliant stuff in there. The highlight cell rules part. Okay, you've got the top and bottom as well. So again, just working off these numerics, if somebody said to you, well, what are our top 10 sales? Yes, you could filter it, or for visual purposes, top 10 items, please. Now it says 10, but that can be, I wanted to see my top 5 or top 15 or top 20. I'll change it back to 10 actually. Choose your color. Let's go with green. Click OK. Look at that. There's your top 10. And the best part about this is it's constantly working off your data. So if that changes, if any of those values happen to change, this will automatically update. So for example, if I change this to 1000, you can see that's now in the top 10. And you can see it updates instantly for you. Absolutely brilliant. Conditional formatting. Let it do all the hard work when it comes to highlighting. And you've seen our highlight cell rules. You've now seen the top and bottom. Look, top 10%. Top 10 items, top 10%, bottom 10%. 10 items, top 10, bottom 10%, above and below the average. Look, I want to know what the average is. So again, if you wanted to do that in the past, you would have had to work out what the average was and then highlight them. Whereas now all I have to do, highlight those. Let's see all those above the average, top and bottom, above the average. You know, the hardest part you have at this point is not working out the average. It's actually choosing the color you like the look of. So you can see here, I'm going to go with red, click OK. Anything that's above my average is now highlighted in red. Absolutely super. When I'm done, all I have to do is clear the rules and start again. Now, that's the first part of it. So I'll let you get used to using that, especially for those that haven't used it before. Get yourself used to using that. Highlight that data. Highlight the key data here. Now, in the second part, what I'm going to look at then is I'll look at the more visual tools like the data bars, absolutely brilliant color scales, icon sets. There's a whole range of stuff in there as well. And I'm going to answer some of the key questions that I get asked quite a bit. How can I highlight not just a cell, but an entire row of data? But I will do that in part 2 of our video. As always, guys, stay tuned. You know, I release these videos once a week, once a fortnight. So again, you can follow us on our LinkedIn. You'll find us on Facebook or on Instagram as well. You know our YouTube channel, and you'll get at us on our website at www.investinyou.ie. Like always, guys, stay safe, and I'll talk to you next week.